Hello and welcome to Political Fireworks. I'm your host, Faith Shikanga. A very big thank you, lovely viewers, for always tuning in. Now, today we shed some light on the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. What is he up to? Is he really forming this a formidable party? Very many questions that you would want to know about him. Now, to start us off, of course, there are the claims that currently he's claiming that the president has plans to remove the Chief Justice from office. Well, he does think that the President Ruto is bulldozing himself within the judiciary. Now, let me take you back. He does think that president capturing the judiciary, he will manipulate the results of the IEBC election.
President William Ruto schemed a long time ago to remove Justice Martha Koome as Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court because of refusing to be compromised.
And he shared this with you?
He shared with me, and many times he even quarreled me that a daughter from the mountain is being problematic and accused me of being unable to manage Martha Koome to do things the way the president wants. And I told him it's not possible.
Were it not for President Ruto spearheading Baba's election at the AU seat, Baba would have won the election. Not my words, before you get it twisted, not my words, but these are sentiments of the very former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who strongly believes that most of the African leaders saw Baba as just one of the political projects used by Ruto to settle his political disputes. Well, just share your thoughts. Do you think that that might have contributed to him losing the AU seat?
It didn't work because the government buggered it. By the way, had President William Ruto kept off that campaign, Raila would have been elected.
All right.
The minute he made, people hate projects. Not just here in the country, but even in Africa and the world. Raila Odinga was perceived to be a William Ruto project to take him to the AU to sort out his political problems in Kenya. And therefore, many African presidents had a problem with that, from what we gather. They said, we don't want William Ruto to dump Raila in AU to sort out his problems at home.
And, well, let's just start from the parliament. He's taking us back by making us believe that the parliament is captured from the members of parliament, and the Senate and the opposition is captured. And if the president manages to bulldoze himself within the judiciary, every aspect of every arm of the government, of course, will be compromised. Now, he's telling us about how he has plans of forming this very formidable party. And maybe one might think, what would make this coalition outstanding from the rest of the parties? Well, let's face it, from the party of the ODM party, this is a party that is known to be a home for Luos. And the Wiper party, when you talk of the Wiper party, we are thinking of Ukambani. And the Ford Kenya party, definitely we are thinking of the Murembe nation, and that is the Western Kenya. Kenyans, Western Kenya predominantly in the Ford Kenya party. So what will make this party, according to him, very outstanding is the fact that he thinks this party will be encompassing with all tribes. It will be a party meant for a national party, and it will not really be a discriminative kind of party. And he's branded to be a very tribalistic person. But this time he claims this will be a national party. And according to him, it will be the biggest opposition that Kenya has ever had. Moving on, another interesting thing is about the very president. Something very interesting is him saying he even feels blessed. He is so lucky not to be the deputy president as it stands. Why so? Because he does call out the inefficiencies of the government currently. He claims that SHA is not working. Of course, most of the private hospitals have withdrawn from SHA. And he goes ahead and even spills the beans about the top most secrets of the government and concerning the current abductions. He goes ahead and says that indeed the current abductions are state-driven abductions.
Can you name these abductors?
When
you seem to know more than we do. Name these abductors. What building are they using? Because you drop hints,
No. I said in that press conference, the abductions were being done by the National Intelligence Service. I said so.
What building?
The buildings are there.
Which one?
What I didn't want, there are some safe houses. One safe house is in Westlands by Nice. Another one is in Mwiki. Another one is in Lavington. And there's a commercial building in town. I didn't want to mention it because it's a commercial building and it would ruin their businesses. But it's for you guys to do your investigations.
Giving us details on where these youngsters were being abducted, and he was being a bit evasive because of personal reasons, because currently the building is being owned by a business person, so he wouldn't want to bring that to the limelight. Well, one would wonder, yes, and according to his conversation, it's been a very insightful conversation. It's very moving. We get it. But wait, where was he? It is only that he's out of power that we are able to see this other side of him. And most of the people would argue that maybe we still have some level of mistrust between whatever he's claiming right now and when he was in power. Why the mistrust? Because we feel that this would have been very easy if back then he would have resigned. He would have resigned with some just level of integrity left in him. So most of the people do think that this is just the usual story of recycling the same trash. Some people really think we can trust him if being truthful, because he's even gone ahead and apologized and say that back then he was fooled to believe that the president had the interest of Kenyans at heart. From the stories telling us that, taking us back to 26th of July, how his speech was very different from the president's speech. Clearly, those two were reading from a different script. So do share your thoughts. Do you think that this is legitimate? Do you think that this is just the same story of the birds of the same feathers flocking together? Is he as equally corrupt? Is he coming with a very different version? Or this is just what in Kenya we normally say, wembe ni ule ule. Do share your thoughts on our comment section below. Now, as we wrap up, there's something very interesting about this whole Gachagua. He's making a comeback, a very strong comeback, of course, claiming that the government indeed has failed. He does admit that the government indeed has failed. And I just love the fact that, okay, he has addressed something that most payslip holders would want to know, and it's the invasion of the payslip. According to him, the house levy has really invaded the payslip, and this consequently demeans the purchasing power of a payslip holder. Well, this sentiment has been echoed with what he claimed. Let's listen in. Now, what one would wonder, a lot of yapping. Yes, you've opened our eyes, and we are really seeing a different version of you. But let's face it, Kenyans, at the end of the day, we want solutions. What is he bringing to the table that is a bit different? Which angle is he taking that is a bit different? Can we get solutions to the current pressing issues that we are facing as a country? Well, he was not so detailed with that. He tried to be very evasive, but he did mention that if he comes back in power, he would scrap off SHA. He would scrap off the housing levy, which I think he believes that is very unconstitutional. And he goes ahead and says that he would indeed restore NHIF, saying that the SHA system does not and will not work for Kenyans. Now, that is all we had in store for you today. A lot of mixed reactions are coming in. Let us just share your thoughts. Let's know what you think about this very strong comeback with, of course, Rigathi Gachagua. Will he be the next change that Kenyans so heavily yearn for? Will it just be another story of, maybe let's just say, wamevalia ngozi ya, whatever that means in Swahili? Or is it a legitimate move to save Kenyans? Because according to him, he's claiming that he needs to restore back the dignity of the payslip. Now, all this and more always stay tuned for more information. Now, the thing about political fireworks, we not only keep you updated about current issues, but we help you have this an expert opinion about what it entails. We weigh situations, we dive deeper into people's reaction, and we bring out what is a bit not so appealing. We don't really massage them, but we just bring out what most people might consider a bit unappealing. We are all about the truth. I've been your host, Faith Shikanga, and this is Selassie TV. Do join us for another exciting episode.